Hey, I understand you were in coma, right? Yeah, and you lost all of your memory, and I want to kind of introduce you back into the world, how things work around here. So I'm going to show you some objects here that you may or may not remember. And yeah, just let me know what you think about them. So we're gonna start with this here. These are called scissors, and scissors are used for cutting things. Basically, cutting means imagine that you have one thing you can make into two thing, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. You can actually get the two things that came from the one thing and make them both into two things each, making a total of four things. And you can, in theory, you can just go on like this forever. So I'm gonna give you a quick little example here. This is a gum packet, and we're gonna get into gums in a little bit. But as you can see, I can take a little bit of this, and I can cut it with the scissor. Do you see that? Look how it's cutting. And now the one thing is actually still a single thing. But because it was in the circular thing, you can make it just... Now, the cool part here is making the thing into two things. And the two things can have interesting shapes too. It's not necessarily two even things. Cool, huh? Look at these things here that we have. I'm a really big fan of things, and things are all around us. And I'm gonna show you a couple more of those things right now. Check this out. You probably think that was kind of a crazy thing to do, right? Well, this is actually a glass. A glass. And this glass has water, and it's pronounced waiter, sorry, in there. And glasses are basically these containers where you can put anything in, actually, which is kind of incredible how many things we can use glasses for. And I'm gonna get to like boxes, and boxes are gonna blow your mind. You have no idea. So glasses are made out of, you'll never guess this, they're made out of sand. This sand, right? You take sand and you heat it up, and you can basically make any shape of it. And look at this cool little pattern that you have on it. These crosses. And now I've put my choice of thing for the waters. The glasses has contents is water. Water is basically something that you need as a human being for surviving. It's kind of like food, but food is a different kind of nourishment. Now, water, on the other hand, is liquid, and liquids, we are pretty... are like 90 whatever something percent liquid, or maybe 70, I don't remember. But yeah, you need to take in whatever you need to take in, you know, and whatever you're made out of, like, so you are what you eat, and you are what you drink, and you are water, so you need water. Now, water can also be in many different shapes and sizes, three, and one of them is gas, which I can show you right now. Check this out. Did you see it? I have this trick where I can make steam come out of my mouth, but maybe not now, maybe it didn't work. But it can also be ice, baby. And ice is hard water. It's really nice because ice is nice, because it can help you cool down in the summer, and summer is a season, just like winter and spring and autumn, and they're great seasons as well. This here is a bock. This is a bock. A bock is something that we use to store information. Can you believe that? Something as abstract as information we can actually store in this thing. And this thing called a bock is full of one individual things called pages. And this is what a page looks like. This is a single page. This particular page is page number 279. And it starts as follows. I can read from it. 30th September, I got home at 5 o'clock and found that Godalming and Morris had not only arrived, but had already studied the transcript of the various diaries and letters which Harker and his wonderful wife had made and arranged. So, this is actually made up. The story that just unfolded there is not existing in the reality of ours. It's actually something that not many people know this, but books are not always true, and so some books have actually shaped civilizations, and they're made up, and that's a good thing sometimes. It's not always a bad thing, and doesn't mean people were dumb for believing it. I mean, a book says that 1 + 1 is 2, and I believe that shit. Like, I take it up, I eat it up, like, yeah. No, in order to write things in a book, you need a pen, and this is a pen. This is actually a pen style, because you have this thingy here that you can erase the pen style's writing. And I'm very much a fan of pen styles because you can also use them to draw, which is basically making things the way they look somewhere. You take a piece of papier, and papier is made of wood, of trees actually, which is also crazy. And you put down the likeness of a thing that you remember or you're seeing in front of you, and you can actually make it look there. Crazy, I know. Check this out. This is a candle, and this candle, let me just tell you what a candle is. A candle is basically something that you can light up with a lighter right here, and there's a little flame that goes on here, the flame actually evaporates the contents of this candle, which is usually wax. And sometimes this wax is infused with things that smell really good. And then the whole room or chamber that you're in, which is basically a collection of these walls. There's a wall, and there's 3 of them usually. And one on the top, we call that a sea ledge. And so everything within the confines of these walls actually smells really good if the smell of the candle is good. And this one is made from mango peach salsa. It's mango and peach, I know what that is, but the salsa part, I'm not quite sure. And yeah, it just smells amazing. And it makes me very happy. I'm gonna show you a couple of more things here. This is a klotsk. A klotsk is... Man, where do I start? The klotsk tells the time. And time, if you know how to read this, it will tell you what time it is. Now here, right here on the top, that's 12 o'clock. And this is 6 o'clock. And then time, it's something relative, isn't it? When you think about it. Time is... it's used to tell what... when... well, you don't really know what when would be then, right? Well, that's really a head scratcher, isn't it? There is... things happen, right? And there is a situation where a thing happens. And that situation only happens at the exact precise time that it does. It can only happen once, right? And everything happens once. Every single thing that ever happened happens once. And that once is what we use time to say. So for example, once upon a time, I brushed my teeth today. I ate this exact spoonful of soup, and I can tell you exactly what that precise situation was and when it unfolded with time. Can you imagine that? How overpowered that is? Now, time, you have to remember, is a man-made concept. It runs no matter what you want, but it's very convenient to have, because you can tell people what time to wait you somewhere, and then you can go at that time and you don't have to wait. People waited before for 30 minutes and it was okay because it was at sunset or something. So this is really nice. And then we have, this is a fork. This is a fork. Yeah, it's a fork. And forks are very useful, because forks... Look, I can do this and I'm forking you. Yeah, you like that? Basically, forks are used for food. And when you're forking food, you're forking it, and then you're putting it inside of your mouth. This way the food can actually go into your into your body, into your gut, and there it can dissolve and nourish your body. So fogs are really good. However, many peoples of this world, this is Earth, by the way, welcome, they use their hands to eat food, which some claim it actually connects you to your food more. Food, sorry. And yeah, it's really nice to have a fork. Whenever you're eating food with a fork, you can also use a napkin. A napkin is this thing also made of paper, just like the book. And yeah, sometimes you use a napkin to stay clean while you're reading a book and eating a food with your fork. Basically, you can also clean other things with this. For example, you can clean your mouth. You can clean your wardrobe, and yeah, it's just really nice to have. And also, it sounds really good. So I invite you to try a napkin sometime. Don't try it like eat it like food, because that might disappoint you. Although you really don't have a lot of room for comparison, because you don't really remember anything. I think maybe you need to eat food. I don't know why they sent for me first thing after you woke up from this coma. But yeah, no, I was telling you about this earlier, but this is a boch. This is a boch. It's a boch. Now, boch is similar to glass. Whoops. They are meant to contain things. And do you actually understand the word contain? Contain doesn't just mean that something is inside it. It means that it is containing. It's containing it so it doesn't get out. And it is kind of funny, but things usually don't want to get out, because things that are in boxes usually don't have free will, because they are not alive, in a sense that you and I are, or a parrot or a cat. These are animals. We're gonna learn about them some other day, maybe. But these boxes are really interesting, because whenever you put a thing or two inside, you can actually throw this box somewhere, or you can send it even across countries. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about countries some other time, but boxes are like some of my favorite things, and they're these animals. They're called cats. They really like boxes too, and there's this actor called Brad Pitt, and in the movie Seven, he really doesn't like boxes. He's always like, "What's in the box? What's in the box?" And I don't know. I can't really relate to him in that particular situation. And I recommend that this is not one of the first movies that you watch when you're just waking up from a coma. But definitely should be in your list of to watch movies. Isn't it funny? And I'm going to tell you about Google and all that another time, but whenever you go in on Google to look for movies, whenever you look for movies, which are these pictures that are many in succession, to tell a story. You always write funny movies to watch. You don't just write funny movies as if there's anything else you can do with the movies, but I actually do it too because I feel like, I don't know, I have to make sure that they understand my intent with that. And I love boxes because they're also kind of like a room. When you think about it, it also has four walls and even has a ceiling and a floor, which is a ceiling on the ground. And it contains you from falling. And then, yeah, apparently this box contained an apple product. An apple is actually a fruit, but some people make these organizations that try to make money. Dengue. And they also use the names of items that exist naturally, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. When you think about it, it's kind of insane. It really is crazy when you think about it. But anyways, I hope you really enjoy this world because it has a lot to offer. And I swear, like, these are like 6 or 7 things that I showed you, and there's so much more. There's at least 10 more things in this world, and they're all really, really cool. So if you want to come in again, and I can be your guide, because things are sometimes not what they seem, and I had to learn this the hard way, because this is definitely not fold. I mean, this part. And I can tell you for a fact that this is not a balk. But we all fail and learn, and I'm happy with that because, I mean, might as well find purpose in failing, right? If it's just failing, then it's just misery, and misery, it's not really a thing that you want to really experience in this here life. Yeah, so I really hope you enjoy life if your legs manage to work. There was an arm having competition, and I gave a makeover to my friend. So maybe someday you compete in the leg having competition and you win, because right now you sure as hell have legs, and that's pretty much the only prerequisite you need before actually participating in the annual leg having competition. So if you have just one leg, that might not really help you that much. But I mean, you have a better chance than the non-havers. Sorry, I know non-havers, that's kind of an offensive lingo to use, but it's just between you and I, okay? Anyways, enjoy.